a.m. November 5th, 2016. That means it's time for Extra Life 2016. This is going to be actually 25 hours straight of me and my friends playing video games. So I'm very excited about that.
I sell
We're
glorious
going to start
pandemonium.
with some
Instant immortality.
Overwatch here. It's loading up, but so I just wanted to thank everybody for donating and for watching me play. So let's get this started. Of course, you know, we start with the game crashing. That's what's gonna happen. Oh, I see. That was actually my stream starting. There we go. So we're gonna try to watch some Overwatch. So Overwatch I played a lot when it started. I got in the open beta, and it's a game I really liked. I think it's doing something very different with the shooter, which is a genre I really liked. I've always liked team-based shooters, going back to Team Fortress 1, Weapons Factory, Quake 2, and that type of stuff. But it's a very interesting game, and just make sure it's working here. I haven't played it as much lately, for various reasons, but I like it. I like it a lot. Twitch stream does seem to indicate that I'm playing Madden. That was from last night. There will be Madden tonight, but we're going to try to do Overwatch. Whew. 6 a.m. That is very early. But I don't think anybody's watching now, but if you're watching, oh no, it says we have 3 people watching now. So, wow, thank you for waking up so early. I don't think it's streaming Overwatch properly, so let me just work on that for a second. Let's see what it's doing. Of course, I'm still searching for a game in Overwatch, so because it's 6 in the morning, I guess there's not as many people playing. I'm gonna click. Oh, game found. Don't know if my stream is working. I think we are still black. Alright, let me try. Of course, I've lost one of you already because I guess maybe I'm one of these since I'm watching it. So now there's only one person watching. Alright, we're gonna try something that's not Overwatch. That didn't work so well. I'm sorry about that. Let's try something that is very good this early, which would be Rocket League. Sorry about all the technical issues. So my hard drive failed on Wednesday, so I had to, uh, I went ahead and reinstalled Windows, and I was going to buy a new hard drive. Instead, I did not get here in time. Thank you, Amazon. So I have reinstalled most of my games last night on the SSD I have. So I couldn't have as many of the games as I wanted, but I have most of them. And it does mean that every game I play is going to be kind of doing its first time setup sometimes. So Rocket League is doing a little bit of first time setup. But we should be going in a second. I don't know what was going on with the Overwatch stream there. So, you know, we actually have video games. That's a good thing. I wasn't sure there for a second if we'd have, you know, actually any video games to play. You know, it would have been interesting for everybody to watch me for 25 hours, just kind of like tech troubleshoot my computer. I think it's probably going to be better that we're doing this, but we'll see how it goes. It might actually turn out that it's more interesting just to watch me like an idiot for a long time, but this should be good too. So Rocket League, I first played. Oh well, there you go. I'm down 1-0. That's always nice to start. Rocket League is an amazing game. This is car soccer for any of you that don't know. It is way better than it had any right to be. It kind of was this kind of indie release last summer. Pretty much anybody, you know, the first time they play it, they realize how great it is. They've also done a really good job of supporting it. There you go. That's a nice start to my morning. They have come out with, you know, kind of different new modes. They kind of had a basketball theme mode, a hockey theme mode. This is their newest mode where it kind of turns it more into a Mario Kart situation. You have kind of team power-ups that can drastically affect the game. It's a lot of fun. It's very different than regular Rocket League. You see very few goals scored like I just scored, where it's like a kind of what we call a traditional goal. Oh, that was a nice whiff. I've been cursed with a boost there. See, I have a little. I say that, and then pretty much 2 goals pretty much were scored pretty much normally. Rocket League is great, especially for 6:08 in the morning, because it's you know, it's very actiony. It's very engaging. I've had a lot of luck playing it with people that, you know, don't play a ton of other games, because once they kind of get the basics, like, it's very easy to do competently in it. I think it's actually very high. It has a very high skill bar at the top end. Swing and a miss. I think it's, you know, you can get really, really good at it, but that's my little freeze there helped, I think. But I think at the low level, just to, you know, be another person, especially if you play something like 4v4. I think that, you know, every person kind of helps. Yes. Nice. Felt good. I don't know who these people are, but oops, I just saved a replay. Do not need that since we were streaming it. One cool thing about Rocket League is they're one of the first big games to really embrace cross-platform support. So you can see here that my 2 teammates and one of the people on the other team are actually on the PlayStation, whereas I'm on the PC. And now they also had it where you can play from the Xbox. So, and it's completely seamless. Like, you know, those PlayStation players, I can't really notice. Oh, that was a close one. So I've been cursed with turbo boost here. Oh, I got a little assist. Not too bad. It also has this really clever little chat system. It's very easy to communicate. So, you know, for you little on keyboards, you can just kind of quickly make whatever comment you want. And like I said, whoops, wasn't really needed. But you know, you can use it a little bit to troll people, but for the most part, it's used for good. And I've always really appreciated that. Oh, the team up I have now is down here in the bottom is spikes. So it turns my car into like this giant spiky thing, and you can just drive into the goal. It's pretty much the best team up. The biggest problem is then you kind of get excited about when they use it, and another team scores, and you don't use it. So that's the downside of having the great power up, is that you feel a little anxious about using them. And the other power ups you can kind of just use as you go, and you know you don't really worry about them too much. But I might have been better served just kind of trying to use it and see what would happen from it. Well, that's a nice little kick off there. Nope. Not much came of it though. So you kind of have two angles. You can look straight ahead and see where the ball is, or you can kind of follow the ball. I think most people follow the ball, but every now and then it's going to be useful to kick that guy into the goal there. I want to see what happens on this replay. I don't know if that orange guy did it, or if my kick had any help. No, okay, nothing. Well, great shot. Only took the lead. That's nice, since the other team scored like right as I came in. Defense doesn't quite matter as much in this mode when you're playing regular, depending on how many players, obviously. You can play it one-on-one, which I don't recommend. It becomes a much more skill-dominant game at 1v1, but it's also kind of a little bit more boring. Just got teleported there. You play 2v2, which I think is probably the best if you really care about competition. It's a little less swingy than the 1v1. Or you can play 3v3, 4v4. Nice little save. And then I jumped out of the way of the ball. Very clever. I should probably use my team up at some point. My power up. At 4v4 it becomes especially chaotic. But I like 3v3 a lot. Most of the special modes like this have ended up being 3v3. It's a good balance. Like, you know, there's an my magnet did not do much against his spikes, but luckily the spikes didn't carry the data. Ooh, nice little assist by the other team. Oh, they froze it. I really thought I had something going there. So this is an interesting power up right now. It pushes me towards it. My teammate had spikes. They had it's a tornado, which I would use. Oops, well, that was a horrible shot, but I realized there's only 5 seconds left, so as long as, actually this is a great time for a tornado. And MVP. It's a great way to start my morning, right? Everything as it should be. Something like that. Alright. So I think we'll keep this going for a little bit. I'm trying to have the stream up on another window so I can just see if anybody has... Oh. So my brother's like, just follow the ball as needed, but it's so awkward for controlling the car. Yeah, I mean, I think that's true to some extent. You kind of get used to it over time. I did not mean to save a replay. I'll play those guys again. You know, it's awkward in the sense that your directional controls kind of turn differently based on your relation to the ball, but at the same time, once you do it for a little bit, I find it's relatively intuitive. I mean, great thing about Rocket League, it's very responsive. The controls are great. It handles really well. And so if you play it for a little bit, then I think think you get used to it. But okay, I mean, I definitely switch. There's times when if you're going for a specific, power up or certain angles for the ball, then I think that it makes sense to. Oh, nice! I barely got the ball out of the way of that guy who had spikes. But yeah, I definitely agree that they both have their place. The magnet is just not quite strong enough to do what I want it to do sometimes. So after you get a power up after 10 seconds into the game, and then after that, once you use your power up, you get a new one every 10 seconds after that. So now I got the tornado, which is not very good in my opinion. That was nice. That was that green thing that brings you to the ball, which I had for a little bit last game. Yeah, nice shot. I will join that combo. Whew. Wow, a lot of stuff happening right there. Let's see. Too hard. Good try. I have to give myself the good tries when no one else is really around, except for my one viewer. Why are you up? That's really the question. I know why I'm up. Oh, that was awesome. He had the spikes. He was headed towards the goal, and then I was able to suction cup the ball away from him, and then score. That was very enjoyable. Oh, well, thank you. You see why tornado is not really that great. It just doesn't quite do enough. You wake up at 2 a.m. Something's not right there. Well, there we go. That was nice. Whoa! Then I got teleported, but somehow my goal still made it. That was pretty cool. All right, so let's see here. I go up. I hit the ball. Then I'm immediately teleported away, but luckily no one was there. All right. I will take it. That was cool. I like that. 3-0. Oh well, that's gonna be a goal. Yeah. Probably could have done something about that. Maybe not. I had the plunger. I don't know. Yeah, I probably could have done something about that. That is, as they say, my bad. Let's see. I exploded someone, apparently. I don't know how that happened. This power pad right now, which is represented by the fist down here in the bottom right, means that I will destroy everyone I come in contact with when I activate it. So, fortunately, I'm not that great at coming into contact with people. I'm a little better playing the ball here. So let's turn it on and see if we can pull some people up. Oh yeah, there we go. I got one guy. I got my teammate there. See, this is where I think having the straightforward mode. Somebody else froze the ball with the ice power up. I think that one's really well balanced because if you hit the ball, then the ice stops. But, sometimes you can't. It's not really feasible to hit it. So I find that that's a really cool power up. It's really well balanced. Oh, that was close. I thought that had a chance. That ball is like everywhere in front of the goal. Okay, thank goodness. Nice shot. I'm trying to change the So this is interesting. The blue team can knock their own goals in, right? But they cannot get credit per goal, and so it gives credit to the last person on the other team that hit the ball. In that case, no orange player had hit the ball when blue scored their own goal. Wow, that was so give credit to orange. I've actually only seen that one other time. It's very, very rare. Just a second ago, I got an epic save. A regular save is when you know knock the ball from going in. Epic save is when the computer is convinced that had you not, it would have definitely gone in. I'm gonna try something. A little punch ball there. He froze it, but then I punched it. Oh, get there. Oh! Just missed it. I got the spikes. Of course, right when I get... Oh, okay. Almost went in. Alright, we're going to try to do this the right way. Got this. Oh, stupid tornado. Alright. That was good use of a tornado. Oh, wow. That was a really good plunger. I swear, I mean, I still believe the spikes are the best. This may be irrational, but I do not seem to do as well as spikes because I get, like I said, too caught up in when I'm going to use them. Boom! Hat trick. 4 seconds left. I guess is that rubbing it in? That's fine. Well, thank you for saying that it's not irrational. Yeah, it does feel like it gives you just a lot. You have a lot more ability to figure out what's happening. I mean, a couple other ones. I mean, the punch is actually really good if you set it up right. 2 MVPs. Got that credit for that extra epic save there. Where's the... Let's go... Oh yeah, it's after this. Yeah, not bad. We had a teammate both times that scored 0. I think I'm gonna back out. I'm gonna try try a regular game. Oh, they still have the basketball one, which actually is 2v2. I think earlier I said 3v3. Snow Day is the hockey one, so I guess they brought them all back. For a while, you could only do kind of, they had Snow Day for a while, then they had Rocket Labs, and then they had Rumble, but I guess you can do them all. Let's do some matchmaking, because I haven't done matchmaking in a while, so I have no rank. I'm beating up on getting, free MVPs, and that mode was fun. That mode is really interesting, but it is a little bit more random. All the power-ups, but they're fun. They create moments that the rest of the game doesn't necessarily. I think that's one of the things I really like about gaming is when it can create really interesting moments that make you go whoa or a little bit more interesting. One of the reasons Rocket League works so well as a game is that it's very set up well. You get in, games are 5 minutes, and so even if you play a particular game that wasn't very compelling, you're either losing or you're winning by a lot. It's over pretty quickly. You get back in another one, so you can kind of have a high ratio of those kind of interesting moments, per time spent. One of our viewers here says they bought a new. My brother Zach is on here. Who will be streaming later tonight. PS3 controller died. I never liked the PlayStation. Right now I'm using this Xbox 360 controller, which it's been nice to still have a good use for them while I moved to the Xbox One for my console gaming. I love this controller. The Xbox 360 controller is really great. I mean, the new Xbox One controller is really nice, but I really like the Xbox 360 controller. You can get a little adapter for your PC, and it's like, I don't know, $8 on eBay or something, and you can use as many of these Xbox 360 controllers with your PC as you want. Yeah, people never like the D-pad. Yeah, well, the Xbox One Elite is a $150 controller, and it is very nice. But yeah, I can't. I mean, that's about what I paid for my Xbox One, so I can't imagine going back and paying $150 for an Xbox Elite controller. That would be a little weird. The D-pads, yeah, the D-pads have always. He says the D-pads are really good on the PlayStation 3. The D-pads are something that I don't really use. I mean, Gears of War makes you use the D-pad to like change your gun. I don't even like that. But I know people use them for like sometimes with fighters and sometimes for like we'll be playing Super Meat Boy later today, and something a game like that. But even then, I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm not so good at those games. But I've never really played them that much. The D-pads. So the fact that the PlayStation D-pad is considered better is not that huge a deal for me. I always heard good things about Nintendo's D-pads, but no. This didn't work out. Let's try to find a new one. But I never really used them there either, so. Yeah. Hotkey menu stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much. I feel like one game I used it for a zoom, but like, yeah, switching weapons, accessing, menu stuff. That's pretty much what I use the D-pad for. Well, going back to the Xbox Elite, I agree. The Xbox Elite controller, from everything I've heard, I haven't used it, but from everything I've heard, it is the best controller you can get. As far as like the modern kind of 8-button 2-stick controllers, it might be better D-pad Street Fighter type controllers, but for that game. But if you want just a controller that plays most of your normal games, the Xbox Elite is the best. But again, it's still a controller. How much better is it than the Xbox One controller? Is it $130 better? $110 better? It's a hard question. You have to be pretty far down or pretty far up your hierarchy of needs. That was a very poor approach by me. Oh, hey, it worked out. I got an assist. The Nintendo Pro, I have a Nintendo Pro for the Wii U, and I have I think it's called the Classic one. I don't know if that's the retro one that you're talking about. They're both solid. I still like the Xbox a little bit better. The thing with the Wii U is that when you're playing with one of those controllers, you're not playing with the big, monstrosity. And that thing is not a very good controller, just to be clear. But it is kind of the reason, you're playing on the Wii U. Nice shot. So for me, like I'm playing on the Wii U, I'm playing, the Rayman game where you're using that pad, or I'm playing the Mario Maker, so perhaps I'm creating a level, or even one of the things I like to do if I'm playing a game that doesn't require the gamepad per se is I like to go remote and play on the gamepad. Like when you're playing levels on Mario Maker, you can actually play the whole level on the gamepad, kind of using it like a DS, kind of like what the Nintendo Switch is going to be, more fully. So like I like to maybe we'll have a movie on the TV, and then I can be playing a game on the pad. And so if I'm playing Elite, I'm typically playing my Wii U in a way that's not normal for me. So I haven't gotten used to it. I mean, I fully agree that so much of that is based on what you get used to. And if I played, I didn't play PlayStation. I have a big gamer hole in my history. I've played games most of my life, but I haven't always played video games my whole life. And one of the biggest gaps was right around like the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. That was when I played PC games more during that time, but I didn't play as a ton of console games. I had a Nintendo 64, and then my friends got me an Xbox, an original Xbox. And so, that era when the PlayStation really became a thing, I wasn't playing as much console gaming. So I just never got used to it. So when I got the PlayStation 3, I'd already had an Xbox and an Xbox 360, so I was a little bit more used to the Xbox controller. And I just never really adapted to the PlayStation controller for whatever reason. And nowadays, I mean, I don't, the Xbox controllers, I think for a while people did consider the PlayStation controller certainly above the, for instance, original Xbox controller, which was a giant kind of monstrosity. But now I think that Xbox controllers are. I think the Xbox 360 controller was considered a little bit better than the PlayStation by overall. Some people have their own preferences. I think at the end of the day, whatever the consensus is doesn't matter. It's going to be what you like, what works better for you, and as long as there's functionality there. I mean, I don't think it really matters. The big thing for me was having been a PC gamer back in the day, and then just going through my history when I started playing more console gaming around the Xbox 360, I kind of stopped. I played a lot less PC games for a while there, and recently I've been playing a lot more again, and I've been using the Xbox 360 controller. Back in the day, I mean, I was on mouse and keyboard all the way, and I think mouse and keyboard is superior in a ton of ways. But the interesting thing now is that having played so much with the Xbox 360, I'm having more trouble with the mouse and keyboard, even for some shooters, which I never thought. Shooters are the one thing where mouse and keyboard. I mean, you can't. If you have a mouse and keyboard and someone else has a controller, you're going to beat them. I mean, you can aim better, you can play better. It's not even close. But I'm having trouble going back to mouse and keyboard on certain games. To the extent that it was an indie game I was really excited to play, like Starbound, and you had to use a keyboard, and I couldn't do it. And it was a game that I don't think really needed to not have controller support. A controller would fit very well with it, but I couldn't do it. It's interesting how things change over time and your attitudes and what do you get used to. It's a nice goal in the kickoff. Alright. Well, I went into ranked looking for maybe a closer match. But I think this is my teammates just being really good. I haven't really done much here. What I don't know is why that is a clear and not a save, because I was waiting for my goal, but... That's a good little try. Do a little spin right here. Oh, my teammate. Great save. Play this to the center a little more, try to clean up this mess. Oh! That was disappointing. Disappointing, right, guy? Ooh. Yeah! Yeah. My brother says, when he plays Terraria on a controller, it feels like an arm tied behind my back. Like I say, I completely understand, and I definitely felt that way about a lot of games back in the day. Like, I would never go on a mouse and keyboard. I think it's just, a little bit about what you're used to. Now, certain games have functionality issues, without a doubt. I think a game like Civilization, which I'm very excited to get Civ 6 at some point in the near future. I couldn't imagine playing Civ 6 on a controller. And I know they came out with like a console version of like Civilization Revolutions or whatever, and I couldn't really get into it. Because when you're playing Civilization, there's enough stuff, the way you're interacting with it, the way it's kind of designed, it's set up for a mouse and keyboard, and I think that I would feel hamstrung. But, most games like Rocket League, I would obviously not want to play on a mouse and keyboard. I think it would be actively worse. So it just depends, and it depends on what you're used to for each kind of input. Yeah, the Steam controller is very interesting. The Steam controller is a new controller that Valve put out that has kind of a area that you can kind of use like a touchpad, like if you were playing on your laptop or something. It's a very interesting idea. I've heard mixed things. You know, I know a lot of people don't love it, but if they, you know, it's one of those things. Once you get used to it, I think it's going to be a lot better as well. Um, and I think for something like Civ, like if you want to play Civ 6 in your living room with the TV, you know, I think that makes a lot of sense. Um, but I'm not positive that it's going to be great for every game. Yeah, I do think that, you know, since they updated to be decent, I think that eventually, you know, they're going to iterate. I mean, Valve is a company that tends to keep working on their product until they get it right. Yeah. All right, I think we'll do one more Rocket League and then maybe move on into something else. Let's see. Next thing we had on the schedule after multiplayer gaming was some narrative games. That might be good. I think I'm awake enough that we can try that out. Let's get one. Oh, did not find any game in time. Alright, we'll do one more. See what we get. Alright. Oh, I went to the screen, but then apparently failed to click. Wait, what was going on? Okay. A little interlude there. You know, the stream says we have 2 watching, but I have it up, so I don't know if that includes me or not. I know Zach is watching. So it's watching now too, but that shouldn't include me because it knows that I'm logged in as me. It shouldn't count me. I do count. Okay, that's what I figured. How is the volume? Are you saying that it's too quiet? My 2-year-old son is still asleep, so I'm trying to keep it a little bit down. That was all not me. So is my volume okay? Can you apologize for the comment on the screen here? Rocket League, I will agree with him that when you are doing poorly, it can be very frustrating. Alright, cool. I can move the microphone. Oh, and we have a drop. So now when you're playing casual Rocket League, if someone drops, it'll find someone else. I don't know if you noticed the very first game I played where the other team scored like right as I joined, someone had dropped out of that game because I joined like 30 seconds into it. And that was fine because I was able to come back and win. But when you play competitive Rocket League, it does not work that way. If someone drops, they're gone. Now, for what I understand, it doesn't penalize the non-droppers as much or the same way. Now, I'm still playing my placement ranks, so I don't know if they have a way to mitigate the effect if I lost a game where one of my teammates dropped. But they did a really good job. I mean, it's a really interesting competitive game. It's a really interesting casual game. You can play it local with up to 4 people, so you can play 2-on-2 on the same TV, the same monitor. You can play those 4 people can join. You can play a 4-on-4 match with all 4 people on one TV. Now, I wouldn't recommend that because it gets a little crazy. You know, you only have a small little quarter of your screen. 2-on-2 though I think works really well. I've played a lot of 2-on-2 or 3-and-3 where it's like me and my wife playing other people online. It works really, really well. Rocket League was definitely one of my favorite games of last year. I don't know if that was going in or not. I was glad to clip that a little bit. Alright. Don't know exactly what happened there. Felt like I hit it. Ooh. Give me a little boost there. Get it. Oh, our teammate. Or maybe he was bumped. Glad that did not go in. Did not play that right. Alright, let's see. I'm hoping this ball comes across the center. Hunting for this goal here. Nope. Wow, that was... Fillet of fish, by the way, is really good. He is much better. Oh, their guy left and then came back, which I guess makes sense. I did not know for sure you could do that. So again, I got a clear there instead of a save, but yeah, something about the computer not thinking that it really had a chance. Wow, fillet of fish. What is it? Fillet of fish is very good. Oh, fish with another save. I did not. I got exploded now. Alright, let's see. Set this up. Oh! I got credit for a shot, but he got credit for an epic save. So that means. Oh, no. Good. Of course. Fillet of fish is there. Tell you what. I could go for a good fillet of fish right now. Nice little fried McDonald's fish. Sandwich. Those things are way better than they have any right to be. There's a little drive-through fast food place. Oh, that was the internet. Of course, fillet of fish wasn't there. Now see, my teammate is ironically saying, "What a save," because me and my other teammate missed the save. So he's kind of a jerk. That's okay. He is doing most of the hard work. So it's a close game, 2-1. Ooh, there we go. Give him a little non-ironic what a save to my friend who's not my teammate who's not a jerk. Oh, and they tie it up. This is really like a fillet of fish versus Mr. Bard's kind of game, and everybody else is just kind of watching, but hopefully we'll pull it out. Overtime in Rocket League is a very tense affair. It's the first person to score, and it just goes on. There's no time. It just keeps going and going. So I've played some quite thrilling overtime games. So hopefully, maybe we'll get to overtime here. Doesn't look like we're gonna have a scoring opportunity in the next 14 seconds, unless fillet of fish here does some crazy stuff. I didn't quite have a good angle there. Fillet of fish probably would have got that. Oh, did not go in. Of course, fillet of fish is there for the save. All right, overtime. This is appropriate for the last game of Rocket League. Be playing defense here. I'm gonna try to get this right. Boom! Save. Save and a clear. Alright. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, it's good to play back here. I missed an opportunity there. Let's see if I can get this out of here. a good game. I want to get that. Nope, they're all waiting for me right there. So unless Flay of Fish. Where is Flay of Fish? He's in the goal playing B. He's gonna hopefully save this. Good clear. Oops, sorry. I forget what the sorry one was there. I got a shot for that. Oh, that's so perfect. Oh, Flay of Fish flies to the air and misses it. Alright, it's too much. It's too much. Oh god. Oh, Flay of Fish hit it a little too hard there. Oh, that's probably my best hit of the morning. A hard angle. Flay of Fish. Oh, they got a guy sitting back in goal. Yeah, they got a guy playing defense. As I said, overtime in Rocket League, right? So what you almost need is someone to go into the goal and bump the guy out. He's out right now, though. Shoot. Couldn't quite get up. Nice, nice. Nice, get there. So, that was totally Flay of Fish's goal, and then it was definitely going in, but I stole it right at the end and got the credit for the game-winning goal. 3 minutes of overtime. Oh man, that was good. I got the finisher. That was nice. That was great. Oh, and last place on my team, but I scored the game-winning goal, so I'm happy about that. That was a good way to finish. All right, well, let me see if I can get Rocket League going, Overwatch going. It did not seem to want to work this morning. That was a very cool way to finish off the morning. All right, let's see what happens if I do this. Yeah, it's not. It really doesn't want to put Overwatch up. I wonder if there's some setting. Yeah, I don't believe that you're getting any of this Overwatch. Alright, well, I'll just go play a different game, but I'll just try one more thing. Don't think that's working either, is it? Okay, well, I'll work on. I know Overwatch was at least one donor's request, so I do want to try it out at some point, but I'll work on that. asked me how can they watch, so I wanted to let them know. Of course, if you're watching the stream already, then me telling the address on this doesn't really help. But hopefully I emailed everybody and everybody can find it. Alright, so we're going to move on to some narrative gaming. I think this is an interesting new wave of gaming. Let's see, let's do... I don't know, do you have a suggestion, Zach, out of one of these narrative games? Gone Home, Stanley Parable, Dear Esther, Kentucky Route Zero might be better for streaming to start. I think this has been a new kind of wave, for lack of a better word, of gaming that, it isn't Twitch-based, it isn't, even, some of them calling them a game is a little bit of a stretch, but they're more about experiencing a story in an interactive way. So you're putting inputs into the game, but it's not the same as, Rocket League, where, the game is primarily about the inputs you're putting in. The primary focus of one of these narrative games is the story. So, I will say, as a little bit of an issue for a stream is that watching a stream of some of these games isn't that much different than playing them. And so, it can be a little spoilery if, so if there's one of these that seems very interesting to you, then, probably watching it on the stream isn't the best idea. But now this one, I for these types of games, I try not to go in knowing anything about them, actually. So I don't know that much about Stanley Parable, which is the one we're going to start with. But I'm very excited to see what it's like. So let's get it going here. Alright, that's kind of weirdly set up here, isn't it? I'm trying to... It's showing up on the screen. Okay, good. There we go. Yeah, the stream is a little weird. I need to pause. My son just woke up, so I'm just going to take care of that. I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Okay, well that didn't take that long. Everything's alright. Note the menu. Yeah, I did note that. I feel like I missed something. I'm going to begin the game again, just to come to it with a fresh... Oh, I see what you're saying. You got the little computer over there. No, I don't have.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor over the desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-killing, Stanley relished every moment of the orders he made, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years in the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Interesting setup for a game. I like that. Alright, so. Just walking around.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I suspect that I did not miss a meeting, but I'll get there. I don't know if this is like an adaptive narrator, like in Braid or something. Yeah, I know. Oh yeah, I probably missed a memo. That's why everybody is gone. Sales this quarter. Okay, so nothing too crazy.
When
yet.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Door up to the left. I'm gonna do the one on the right.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Alright, so there's kind of an adaptive narrator who's adjusting to what I'm doing. I like that. Employee lounge?
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Not simply standing.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
See, this is interesting. I really want to do the thing that he's not telling me to do.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
That's true. I love this sign. That's good. Alright, don't know what this company does yet. It feels nefarious. Key card for that.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Her.
This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
It's kind of creepy now. He's clearly talking to me. Oh god.
That's her, Stanley.
That's kind of scary.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Oh, jeez.
Gotcha.
Whoa, that
Oh,
was...
come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Game is creepy. I want to go down this hallway.
Sorry,
Oh, God.
but you're in my story now.
Oh, shit. So now shit got real.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
I want to hit every number except for 8. This just got super weird.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do.
Yes, I know.
Now
I
he's
know
pushing a
that.
button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
I hit N. Nothing happened.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Alright, let's watch some TV.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
That's interesting.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to 2 open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
This is a really interesting game. I just need to check something out here. It's very, kind of meta. Alright.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
This is
But there is
interesting.
no
Whoa.
answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets. The more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this. That in this world, he can never be anything but an observer. That as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Well, I'm going to listen to him. See what happens. If I don't... Apparently I'm pretty contrary in types of things, but... I'm trying to push other buttons.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand
know, right?
that every second
Yeah,
he
because
remains
before,
here, he's electing to
Zack
kill
says I want
himself?
him entirely ignoring
How can I
him to
get him to
obey,
see
and
what
that's
I
because
see?
before
How can I make him look at himself?
it was not contrary to...
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to.
But now it was
But I
contrary
don't
to
make the
Bob, so I
rules.
like that.
I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time you'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Ooh.
And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
That was creepy. The end is never the end. Okay, so I see what...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
It's going to repeat that memo line, isn't it?
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
We'll do this route
Perhaps
one
he
more
wanted
time.
to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I just wanna do
Stanley
the
was
same
so
route
bad at
once,
following
just to-
directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing
Everything
your
so far
trust
is
in
the
someone
same.
else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been
that
about
pharmacy
nothing
won't
but
be quite
you
as long as-
all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to...
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here. Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Is this whole thing
This
gonna
is a
take the
very
same amount of
sad
time?
story about the death of a man named Stanley. Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him. and every button that he
That's a good
pushes
lesson.
is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Oh, I see. I just right begin the game. Okay. Alright, so I think I'm gonna go.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Not meeting.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of two open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Alright, I can't. There's this button.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here it's, oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake. No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see, we went down right, left,
Yeah, the red
down,
buttons were the best.
left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
That's weird. I wonder how that's gonna change. Whoa.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Okay, interesting.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I'm going to
Stanley
go
decided to go to the meeting room.
now.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This is an interesting game. I'm not sure.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley.
Snap.
Let's find the story.
Guess I want to go through this one. Alright, well, let's go first right. Whoa, this is like a maze now. I completely forgot every path I took here. Oh, that didn't work out. Oh, I see. This is just... Wait.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Okay, well, that didn't work.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed
Now
a
I'm very
memo.
interested if I'd gone to the meeting room first, would that have happened? No, right, because it was this way.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the
This
other
game is
direction
so weird.
and see if we missed anything?
What?
The story. Here it comes.
This doesn't even make any
No,
sense.
wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
Oh my goodness. Whoa. This is not.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
I beat the game.
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all.
Oh, I thought I
We
won.
both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I
It is
don't
a
care
little
what
creepy.
might happen this time. I have to restart.
This game is so weird. Okay, now I have a big yellow.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
This game is so weird. I really want to. Whoa. Wait. Okay. This line did not go this way before.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Nope. Here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward,
really wanna
are
go.
we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence,
Okay.
right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office in fact the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on.
This is a little
Got a
too
bit weird back
philosophical
there.
for
Well, I'd like to
719 in the morning.
apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
Music. Whoa, that's too much. I'm going off the line. The line. This is too much.
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
Look at that, what?
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Yeah, I don't know. Sounds pretty boring. Budget analysis. It's firm? That just means these title law, financial records, corporate imbalances. reports, department accounts, personnel file, budget analysis. Alright, whatever. This game is weird, man.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No, no, no. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right?
I'll look
The
back
story?
at the firm.
Is any of this ringing a
too late.
bell?
Back at that fern. I didn't even see a fern. Between the windows. Oh, okay. I'm gonna wait and watch it on the stream. So I can make sure I didn't miss something. Fern. I didn't even see. Oh, yeah, that fern. It's like a green thing. I don't know, whatever. Alright, let's go over here. Yellow line at least makes the. Whoa, back to this thing.
Oh, no, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
This game is so weird. Alright, let's try this again.
You know what,
Oh,
Stanley?
Jesus.
I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Alright.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be?
I feel like I've
Go wild.
turned
Use
right
your imagination.
100
Whatever it might be,
times.
Stanley, I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story.
I like
No
the line.
lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it. We should be fine.
Hi, how are you? Oh man. Alright, well the line went away, so he's happy.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going?
This is
Since
interesting.
the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
But I want to go in the left. The confusion there. Yes, this is great.
Hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game eight
Let's forget where
times?
this is going.
That's really
I
how
thought we
all
restarted
this
at least
goes?
8 times. Nonsense philosophy of music.
Determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really... No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
At the bookstore. Nope.
So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if...
Oh, good. Very clever. He's gonna forget about the previous restarts now, because we're right on that schedule. Yeah.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Yeah.
What could it mean? Stanley decided...
Okay. Continue. That is a fascinating game. That is very weird. Very cool. Oh man. You know, I think, let's see, we had narrative gaming scheduled through 10 a.m. May have been a little, may have been a little much. Alright, let's, I'm gonna do a break here and go back to a multiplayer game. That was a weird game. I liked it, but it was weird. Apparently I'm having some kind of trouble with Blizzard games. Let me just Google this. Focus. So that is one of the endings of the game. That's interesting. Hey, can you confirm that this is not streaming for you? I don't think it is. I don't know what's going on. I can't stream Blizzard games. That's a real drag. Oh,
And
there
that
it
took
is.
us to TwitchCon here in San Diego, California. the esports, but like entering the space and kind of being supportive of us has been an incredible experience.
Okay, I think it's working now. Oh, wait. Yeah. I just had to do a window capture rather than a game capture for whatever reason. Alright, there we go. This is Heroes of the Storm. I have a little shop code to oh, actually that probably in BattleNet. Where do you redeem a code? Oh, there you go. Where it says redeem a code. That makes a lot of sense. My brother's hat gave me a new hero for Heroes of the Storm, so we're going to redeem that. Yes. Hellblade, Samuro, the Americas. Got it. Okay. Alright, so let's play. See what kind of heroes we got. Wow, there's a lot more heroes than the last time I played. Samuro. Alright, let's try this guy out. Alright. So, here's the storm. What am I playing? Yeah, just normal. Okay. So here's the storm is a, I don't know, we call it top-down lane brawler. I don't know what MOBA is what they call them, right? Sorry, it's early. Dude, I'm not gonna read the abilities. You gotta play to figure out how the thing works. MOBA's got big, I guess around 2009. League of Legends was one of the biggest, still is one of the biggest games in the world. And but interestingly, League of Legends is its own company, right? Games, and that's pretty much the only game they make. They just come with a board game, but MOBAs were basically a version of a mod to an earlier Blizzard game. So Blizzard had a game, Warcraft 3, and someone came up with this mod to it that you could play as kind of some of using the graphics and the gameplay of Warcraft 3, but to make it its own thing. And you would play what basically was the first MOBA. It's called Defense of the Ancients. So then a few years later, League of Legends takes that mod and basically turns it into its own game called League of Legends. And most of the characters are similar, especially at the beginning, were similar to characters that were in Defense of the Ancients. But it was its own standalone game, and they didn't charge you anything. You had to pay to unlock characters. There were characters that were unlocked, at a certain time. But they, otherwise you just paid for skins and stuff. And it became one of the most played games in the whole world. So that was crazy. My stream seems to have been okay. And then Valve, who makes Steam, decided to come up with their version of it, and they called it Dota 2. They used a couple of people that were originally involved in Dota, and that was weird, but it did really well. So it makes shit tons of money. And then so Blizzard, having kind of created the original thing that led to it, decided to make their own version. So that's called Heroes of the Storm, and so it's kind of gone full circle. And there's been a lot of other MOBAs in the meantime, and a lot of MOBA-like games, but those are the three biggest ones. Now, I like Heroes of the Storm a little bit more than the other two, just because it's a little bit more straightforward. If you haven't played it a lot, you can kind of jump back in a little bit more easily. So I appreciate that. So it's the one that I choose to play. But of course, when you can't find a game, it doesn't seem to really help much. Let's see what's going on. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure League of Legends has been trying to do better, but I'm just not sure it's done everything that it can. I guess is no one in the world playing Here's the Storm. Is that the problem? I mean, this is one of the problems with competitive games. What, did I get a time estimate? Estimate, wait, 221 seconds. Alright, well. This is why Here's the Store was my chosen game for I think it's the Hearthstone. Okay. Alright, so one of my friends, I know, I'm doing a really bad job here. Sorry for the unentertaining. Alright, so what we're going to do is one of my buddies hopped on Hearthstone, which is another Blizzard game. So I'm going to get that set up. One second.
It's good to see you again.
Alright, that's much easier. So I'm going to be playing my friend Caleb in Hearthstone. Now we're up to 3 watchers too. Hello everybody, welcome. So Hearthstone is a collectible card game. Blizzard does this thing where they like to take another game that's done well, and then they make it better, a little bit better, a lot better sometimes. So Magic the Gathering's been around for about 25 years now, and it's a collectible card game, and they did not move into the digital world quite fast enough. But they also had a lot of competitors back in the 90s, but nobody really could do it as good as they did. And so a former Magic Pro player in the mid 2000s helped develop a World of Warcraft trading card game. So they kind of made their own foray, and it was a decent game. I played it for a little bit, and but then it just couldn't quite compete with Magic, so it dropped out. Well, eventually they got the idea, or they ended up working on a digital version of it. Magic has a digital version, which Zach is pointing out is done. I don't think that's my only dragon. I should do it this way. They made this digital version of Hearthstone. It's a lot simpler than even the World of Warcraft trading card game, and it's a lot simpler than Magic. You can't do anything on your opponent's turn. So it's nice, I'm going to be hopefully playing this later when I eat lunch or something, because I can kind of do my own thing. But it's good. I like it. I don't love it. It's very straightforward, but it's got some good play modes, and it's fun. I mean, it has a lot of character, much like a lot of Blizzard games. It's interesting to see how the game has evolved. They kind of doubled down on like kind of the luck, not that it's just pure luck. I mean, better players will win more often than not. But it embraces the randomness inherent in the card game genre, and I like it. It's been fun to play. Now, unfortunately, you see one of the downsides of a card game is that if you have, the cards do have a varying power level. So I'm playing with my friend Caleb, and his cards, just for whatever, for better or worse, aren't quite as powerful as mine. This is a new deck I put together last night. I was trying to get my quest done, but it would probably be hard for him to win this game at this point. I don't know what he has, but he's been playing mostly commons, basic cards, whereas I've been playing more what are called the advanced game cards. So. Better dragon. This is a dragon deck. Well, I didn't heal because I was actually a little worried. When you have two of these clerics out, you draw a card every time you heal a minion. So if you have one of them, you draw a card. If you have two, you draw two cards. So you can actually got in a situation where you can really run through your deck a little too quick. But also, I just kind of healing isn't going to make this game end any quicker. So. I'm also wondering if Caleb is watching the stream, because then he would have, he would be able to see my hand. It would be completely unfair, Caleb, if you're doing that. That's not okay. One cool thing that Hearthstone did is that you have your class. So you can see that Caleb's playing a mage. I'm playing a priest. And some people have access. Everybody has access to a certain set of core cards. Like these are all non-class cards. So anybody can play this guy. But then you have your access to your own specific cards and your own specific hero power. So his hero powers do 1 damage to him. My hero power is restore 2 health. And then I have cards that revolve around healing, and he has cards that typically revolve around preventing or doing damage. So it's kind of an interesting setup. Whereas Magic, Magic has the colors, so there's like 5 colors, but there's 9 classes in Hearthstone, and the hero power really affects a lot about what you're doing as well. So it is an interesting way to do it. And overall, I like it. Oh, is my stream? Have I lost the picture of myself? I did. Okay, there we go. And it would be such a shame if you didn't see the picture of me. Uh-oh. Double taunt, guys. So, before I was attacking his face. I was attacking him. So I need to get his health, this number right here, down to 0. So now he's put these guys up. These shields mean they have taunt, which means I can't attack him, and I have to attack these heroes. So we're going to do some other stuff. I can do a couple things. Let's put this giant dragon out. This card is a legendary, so it means it's harder to find, harder to get, and typically a lot more powerful. But you can see its numbers are much larger. It also gives me a new card every turn, so it's quite good. Oh snap! Caleb's getting quite the little board over here. Let's see. So Caleb's making a run for he's making this a race. Not sure I would attack that guy. Don't know. He's thinking. Wanted to finish that guy off. Alright, so let's see if we do. I guess it doesn't matter. about that, Caleb. How much I wanted to do this. I was doing this quest. I thought I had a friend quest. Play a friend, you both earn a reward. I don't know why I didn't get credit for that. Also, I forgot that you don't get credit for the priest quest when you play a friend. And that's really weird that I not get credit for that. Play a friend, you both earn a reward. I don't know why I didn't get... Here, I'll play a different deck. Oh, cancel it. Oh, what's the Tavern Brawl? I wonder if we can play each other on the Tavern. I haven't done the Tavern Brawl. Yellow HP, charge, top. With a 10 card deck, I don't even understand. I need to do that at some point. Alright, well let's just play a pre-game against someone random. Makes it a little bit more fair. Hello to all our new viewers. Been playing for almost 2 hours now. What's the timer brawl? 10 cards, 3 copy, but that doesn't, I don't understand. Also, you still have a 30 card deck. You just pick 10 and you have 3 of each of them. That's weird. So in Hearthstone, normally you have a 30 card deck. You can have 2 of each card, except if it's a legend. If it's a legend, you can only have 1 of it. So I'm playing against a real live person on the internet, Afto. He's playing a hunter deck. It's very aggressive, typically. His hero powers to do 2 damage straight to me. Looks like his deck might be a little bit slower. There is a kind of a slower mid-range or controlling hunter deck that's been doing pretty well lately, so we might be playing that. Oops, I realized I wrote Extra Life in 2017. It's technically still 2016. This year did go by very quickly, it seems like. Now, this card is interesting. It means when I heal instead, I do damage. So I can turn this into, instead of restoring 2 health, it does 2 damage to anything I want. Now that is a non-combo with this card, which heals all of my creatures for 2. So instead of healing for me, it would do 2. What did he do? Oh, he played this big dragon. Alright, that's cool. I'm fine with that. My deck is normally very slow, but his has been even slower, so I want to do a little bit of damage. Oh, ow. It's going straight to me. That's interesting. This is too good. So when this brand card, whenever I play something that does something, when I play it, it does it again. So this card, when I played it, it let me draw a card. And this card, when I played it, it did 3 damage. So both of those triggered twice, which was pretty nice. was really thinking hard. He's like, oh goodness, this did not go well. Maybe not. You know, Zach is saying hunters, just do damage to you. They don't really handle tempo or control. I think there have been good mid-range hunter decks, and somewhat ironically, the times when I think I've had the most luck with a mid-range hunter deck is when the very, very fast hunter deck has done well, because the mid-range hunter deck could handle the fast hunter deck, but just be a little bit bigger, have creatures that were a little bit larger than it, and so it would do very well against the other hunter decks. Because you could be just a little bit slower, but still, you can beat them. You wouldn't be too slow, so that they would kill you too quickly. He had a lot of good cards, but he's having to use them on just my creatures, so that was good. Those 2 cards he just played could have done 10 damage to me. A lot. So now my hand is full of things that do damage and kill creatures now, because my deck is normally pretty slow, but he has just basically played nothing. He's only killed my creatures. Give your minions to them. Okay. It's fine with me. I'm also at a very low rank, so he might just not have very great cards. He's very close to being dead here, though. I think that's enough. Yeah. Alright, he just concedes. That was... That was fun. Let's do that again. And we were up to 6 viewers for a little bit. Now I think it's just you and me now again. I guess that waiting in a Heroes of the Storm queue for 10 minutes did not. Welcome to Extra Life 2016, where Ryan waits in line.
You asked for it. The light shall bring victory.
I guess that's not what people are looking for. Ranked up to level 21. Goes all the way up to 1. I don't think I've really gotten much higher than 7. It resets every month. One of the cool things about Hearthstone is you have these little... They really do a good job of making these... The board themselves interesting. You have those little things you can play with. This one you can... If you match the... Oh. No. See, it's like a side... Like here, so then you... Yeah, it does a little spell there. Meanwhile, my opponent is playing lots and lots of cards. I have a very bad hand. So I am probably going to be falling behind here. This will be the opposite of the previous game, where he's just going to play a bunch of stuff and kill me, and I'm going to basically do nothing. Alright, well, he didn't even do a damage to me, which is a little weird. Because last turn he could have attacked and he could have just used this to do a damage to me, but he's going easy on me. I appreciate that. So the problem here is that any creature I play is going to die almost immediately, because he's going to play... I'm sure he has spells in his hand, and his spells are much better right now. And on the other side, I can't really get this. I'm just going to play a creature, watch him destroy it. Now, if it had that spell from last game that would do 2 damage and everything, that'd be really good, but I unfortunately do not have that. thinking, he's like, I really should be able to kill that guy, but yep, there it is. At least he had to use his whole turn. He couldn't play any more guys. This will be good. All this guy will be good once I get to him, but it's 2 more turns. Alright, so we'll go now. See, the great thing about this card is that I can play it and kill his guy as I play it. Very helpful. And then he's gonna probably play something to kill it. Yep. Oh, it turned into a sheep. That's just rude. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. But luckily I have another one. Ooh, or I can play this. I kind of like this better. Let's do this. And then we can use this to kill him. So I healed his creature for 2 damage, but instead this card makes it do damage, so I did 2. So now I've stabilized the board. I'm at 16 out of 30. He's still at 30, so it's going to be a little bit of a comeback here. But I was wanted to get this guy down, but I'm gonna do this instead. Alright. So the problem is he has 4 cards in his hand. You know, a lot of those probably do damage to me. So now it's alright. Oh gosh. I have to kill that guy. Actually, I have this. I should be okay. This guy's great because he's got taunt, which means that he can't attack me. He has to attack the dragon, and then if he kills this guy, it does a bunch of damage to everybody. So it's a nice little. I think our play. Just go ahead and wrap this up. Kill everybody. Start attacking and get as much damage as I can. He could have. Oh, definitely want to do this. I think I want to do this. I want to heal myself. So he could have a card that does 4 damage to everybody. Flame Strike. But then I don't like to get rid of 2 guys. And this guy's already done good work. Oh, he's gonna kill. Alright, yeah, I should have thought of that. Hey, we're all shocked. We're utterly shocked that he had that. Now I draw the thing that does. Mostly I was concerned about getting back up to a healthy damage level. I mean, if he has another Flame Strike, then I'm fine with that. He's 4 cards. I've got a lot of good removal, so if he plays creatures, I can kill them. So I was fine with that. Fine with that. Oh, this is great. So let's see if I do this. Do this. Do this. Should kill everything. Draw me 2 cards. That was pretty good. Attack him. Heal myself. And pump. Oh, I think I put those guys in the wrong order. That's okay. This guy. That went pretty well. I was pleased with that. So now we're both at 20. So, but I have 3 creatures out and a bunch more cards in him, so I should be in good shape. Yeah, it's fine. That 6 damage that could have gone to my face. At one point, remember, I was down to pretty low. Just kill that guy. Continue. I could probably heal. Of course, he puts a guy that has 4 power. I have a card that kills someone with 5 or more. I have a card that kills someone with 3 or less. He's like, I'll play this thing that has 4, I think. It worked out. It worked out. I'm not displeased. Hey, 6 damage, that would have gone to my face. Yeah, so I was saying I was like down to like, I think 12 at one point before I started healing myself. See, this is interesting. I have to set someone to 15 health. I don't really want to set myself to 15, but I think I will. Just to get this 8A guy down. Should do it, unless he draws something really good. I can't even think what it would be. No? That'll keep him alive for another turn.
That took us to TwitchCon here in San Diego, California.
I have demolished my goal. You know, I set my goal a little bit low because I was a little worried that everybody... You know, I really appreciate everyone's support, and I would never take it for granted. So, you know, I set my goal reasonably low, but I'm very excited to have done more than that. And obviously, you know, the more we can make, the better it would be for the Children's Hospital. So everyone should feel free to continue or donate. Obviously, it would be much appreciated. So, you know, I thought about changing my goal after we kind of broke through it. But, you know, I wanted to stick. I wanted to be consistent. And, you know, if we can, you know, you see Kickstarter that does 2 or 3 times its original goal, and everybody's always obviously very excited about that. So, you know, I would love for more people to donate. If people are donating during the day, I'll make sure to give a nice shout out to them. So I'm trying to monitor it as I see it. So yes, we are currently at 151% of our goal. So thank you very much to all the donors out there. It was really nice of everybody to contribute and help like that. Oh, this is interesting. I'm playing against another priest, so he might be a pretty slow deck. So these cards which do 2 damage to all their guys, are really good if he's playing a fast deck. They're very bad if he's playing against a slow deck. So, because it's only 2 damage, it's really not enough. So I'm gonna throw them back in. Hope I get something either a little more powerful or a little more. We could put a little more pressure on. This guy's pretty good at putting pressure. So I have 2 things here. This is a dragon deck. Hold on. Perfect. Right on time. I have 2 creatures that get better if I have a dragon in my hand. And I did not have a dragon, but then on my first turn I drew this helpful little dragon. So that worked out. Drop this guy. So as predicted, he's coming out of the gates very slowly. As a priest deck, kind of like I came out last game. Did not do much until turn 4 or 5. But I'm sure he has a lot of late game cards. Oh wow, he didn't even heal himself. A little interesting. I'm gonna be very aggressive here and get a dragon down. See what works. Of course, now I draw a card that this card needs me to have a dragon in my hand to do its thing. I mean, it's still a 5/4, but. Store 5 health. Interesting. I haven't seen that card. Now I have 2 cards that need dragons. What could I do? I could kill this guy, but I would have to lose lose at least one of my creatures. So I'm just gonna go do more damage. And make this guy a little more powerful. Still have not drawn a dragon. So I'm questioning whether I want to go put this guy down to keep the pressure going. He could have this card. It would do. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I think the pressure, getting the extra guy down, is more important than waiting for a dragon to make him a 3/5. So this one, when I played him, I had a dragon in my hand, so he's a 3/5. This one's just a 2/4. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's bad. He was able to heal himself and kill my creature and kill this guy. Oh, and another. So this is why you don't try to rush it pre-stack, because he's almost always going to go to heal. I drew a dragon, so this guy's good, but I think what I want to do, I gotta kill this guy. So the question is, do I kill this guy? So if I cast this, I have 4. So I could also instead could do 5. Yeah, I just don't have quite enough. Yeah, I'm not sure about that, but we'll see. He's got 6 cards, and I've got 7, so I'm doing okay. I have some good late game, though. I don't love that. Actually, that wasn't really that bad. It means that I still get my cleric at the end of the turn, so... Oh, no, he's gonna suicide it, I guess. But... yeah, you should suicide it. He's really thinking. He's like, oh man, I could do 1 damage. Okay, there's no reason. So if he doesn't have this guy attack this guy, I get this guy back. So he can attack me for 1, and then I get this guy back. Or he can attack this guy into here, and then he dies. Yeah, it's not a... It's a no-brainer, as they say. Perhaps unwisely, I'm going to continue being aggressive. So, you know, I'm at 30, he's at 20, I have a 5/4 and a 3/5. He's got 7 cards, and I've got 7 cards. So I'm pretty good shape. That's a good card. That makes all his other cards cheaper, which is annoying. Yeah, it should have. So now we have a question. I think I will... I don't mind having that guy in my deck. So he has 5 cards, 6 cards, but oh jeez, this is bad. I was hoping that not every time he casts a spell, he's gonna gain 3 life back. Interesting. Didn't actually do much healing. So let's see, I could do, I have 9. I could just kill that guy and attack there. Maybe that a couple other guys. It could be aggressive. I don't think I should be aggressive. Alright, they're gonna kill this guy. Attack here. You know, drawing too many cards can actually be a bad thing in this matchup. This has a decent chance of going the distance. Going through our entire decks. If I heal this guy, he would have to attack both. Alright, fine. I'm gonna draw actually. Oh, I probably should have just went. I should have killed that guy with my spell. We'll see. We'll see. Oh, we got our first donation of the day. Mike Kearney has donated a little bit extra, so I really appreciate that. Now see, he healed himself instead of one of his creatures on the board, and now I'm able to kill. Oh no, he's got the spell. That's bad. I thought I was going to kill all his creatures with one card, but I will not be able to. Now I have a choice. I can use both of these cards and kill all his creatures. Or I can just play my dragon. Anyway, thank you, Michael. We're up to 156% of our goal. Always appreciated. Actually, a tough call. I think I'm going to do the dragon. That card's not very good. That card's good. Oh, he's healing himself, which is actually good because all the damage I did in the early game is irrelevant. I'm gonna just set his health back down to 15 at some point. So now he's on the 3 cards, and I have 8. That's kind of funny. So he played this card, and then I played a card that kills it and puts it in my deck. And then he played a card that, when it dies, gets a card from my deck, and it got that card. Then I drew the one that I had of his, and then he mind controlled it and took control of it. So we really had quite a, I guess, interesting. And now I'm going to put that back in my deck. This. It's very odd, and I drew it. So I do not play this card in my deck, and I will now have this game. I'm going to play it twice, and he can only have one copy of it, and he's going to have had control of it twice. That's somewhat interesting, right? I mean, come on. Card that between the two of us we only had one copy of and has been played a total of 4 times this game. dragons to be super cheap. This is gonna be fun. So I'm down to 7 cards in my deck. Oh, that's a really good card right there. Wow. Yeah. Very, very good. I'm hoping this card is actually very, very hard card to deal with. For the, we kind of had a situation earlier where I showed you where I had a card that it killed a creature that was 5 or more, or 3 or lower. But 4 power creatures can actually be kind of annoying for Priest. Interesting. I want to try to finish this off. Down to 2 cards. Oh shit, well, that's annoying. Now he heals himself for this does 4 turn, which is pretty annoying. I think we can do this. Priest on priest is can be kind of annoying. Yay, I completed my quest. Still have to do just 17 more priest cards. I don't know what is up with this. I played a friend. I don't know why that didn't work. Alright, so that's Hearthstone. I think that's... Oh, actually, I wouldn't mind trying the Brawl. Let me just see. I'll do Priest. So, I pick 10 cards, and I get more of them. Alright, so let's do this combo with... I don't know what people are going to be playing. I'm sure you can look and find what the best cards are. So cards that are good if you have more of them. What else is good? Mass healing. What's that card? Do I have it? Oh yeah, summon, yeah. Alright, this is gonna be the most annoying deck to play against in the world. We'll see how it goes. I only have 1 creature. But he's annoying, so that's always a good thing, right? Alrighty. this? I didn't understand this. Minions to the... Oh, I didn't think about that. Interesting. So everybody's going to either have charge or taunt. And you have 10 extra health. Yeah, I didn't really pay attention to that, so it's awkward. My deck is so bad. I don't know what... I just want to play priest cards to get my quest done, you know what I mean? This is also pretty boring. Let's see what cards he has. He's got... Oh wow, that's a pretty good card when it has haste. Interesting. Nothing going on. This is like the most boring. Yeah, I don't really see how I can win this game. Alright, let's go. Whenever it takes 2 damage, alright, I don't really care about that. This is relatively boring. Yeah. This is not good. There's basically no way that I can win this. Alright, well, I might as well. I don't know where it's on the right. Oops. Alright, why do I want to do this? He's up to 50 health. Yeah, this is his deck. We basically had 2 decks that were designed to troll. And then we got player paired against each other. It's like, oh, well. Oh, Dr. Boom, I forgot you could play him. Oh, and they have haste? Oh, that's insane. I gotta get a Dr. Boom in my deck. You know what I mean? Oh, actually I can, because I will choose an enemy minion and shuffle it into my deck. I guess I could try to deck him. Run him out of cards. Yeah, I don't know, this is... It's gonna be a long... Hey, at least I'll get a lot of, I'll play a lot of, priest cards. Maybe I'll get my quest done. It's kind of sad. Wait, he gave... Oh, it's charge minion time. I guess that makes sense. Alrighty, we got... So this should be fine to do. This is so weird. Oh, he has He has Alexstrasza too. That's great. And there's Alexstrasza. So I could kill it, or I could kill it, or I could take control over it. I wonder if I take control of it, it'll be on the right or the left. Let's take control of it. Come on, be on the left. Damn. Oh, Jesus. That's a real good card in this format, too. Yeah, I should have... Warrior's pretty solid. Oh, Jesus. His deck is like all ginormous guys. Wow. That's some good. So this card's useless. Could entune and kill two of them. So if we entune this, and kill this, and this trades, and this goes here. I'm probably dead next turn because he puts any one of a number of his big guys over here and kills me.
Your skills are growing.
Good game. Jesus. Yeah, he played a lot of the priciest cards in the game. Gamache is interesting, since he already has charge. Well, that was the worst thing I've ever done in my life. Tempted to maybe try that. No, I'm not. I'm not tempted. I'm gonna play one more game and finish this quest off. Alright. Yeah, his deck was just much better set up for the brawl. I didn't really understand the brawl. I forgot about the Dorothy part with the charge and the taunt. So yeah, there's throwing that. Alright, now I'm playing against a Paladin. They can... Paladin's hard because they can be a good late game. They can be a good early game. So put some pressure on your courtesy. So I'm going to think he's going to be playing early and play it that way. Yeah, that was rough. It is almost sunrise. Good start for me. If he's Murloc, then yeah, he's way more likely to be early, which is very good for me.
Reporting for duty.
Braun! Yeah, Murloc would be pretty neat because they'd all have haste. So yeah, you could do some pretty cool stuff. This is nice. Braun is gonna pump both those guys. Alrighty.
Let me think.
That didn't really do much with that. A lot of people will hold this guy back. I like just get him out there. I mean, if he's a threat, I'd rather. I mean, if they're gonna attack him instead of, it's fine. I'm not too concerned.
Let me think.
Alright, so now I'm very tempted. Yeah, normally I would want to use this card on a more expensive guy, but it avoids his death rattle. So I'm just gonna be very aggressive here and try to win this game by the holy light. I guess he was surprised or thought that was weird that I did that. Who knows? Not really concerned here. Now he could have equality, in which case, I guess if he has equality, I guess, yeah. I did not play around equality, but if he doesn't have equality, I probably win this game, right? Next turn. If he has equality, ooh, then I'll be very, very bad shape. I'll trade the most of my hand for getting him to 12 or so. Don't care about that. Presumably he's fishing for equality. Yes, he played equality. So that sucked. This sucks. Reason to kill that little guy. Hey, at least I knew how I was gonna lose, right? That's great. Does he have like a Tyrion? See, I could use. I mean, this is a big guy, so I could use this and kill him and put him in my deck. But I don't really have anything else that kills a really big creature, so I might want to save it in case he has that. So I could go ahead and play this. I'm gonna go ahead and kill it. Kill it. Kill it dead.
Well played.
This will be the last Hearthstone game we play this morning, I promise. Move on. I think we're gonna play. I realized my schedule was actually off. I had an overlapping time. We're gonna move on to some indie gaming. I played another one of those big guys, which is not great, but I think I'm fine with that. I can do a couple of things here. Can do this. Let's see. If I did this guy, he would have to have something extra. Of course, he has 5 cards. Alright, we'll do it. At least it does some damage to him. Oh, he killed me? Was he just talking junk? Just talking junk, man. Just talking junk. Okay, I'm okay with that. At this point, this is so he can do this in trade, which I'm fine with. I'll just select these lures. Oh, no, he has something else. Okay. He's really working to keep the guy alive. Which is smart for him, that's what I would do. Oh no, he didn't. Okay, well that's fine too. Alright, what can we do? Problem now is that if I circle of healing with this guy, then he can kill it. That's... Can't really wait along that much longer either. You can never heal this guy is the problem. Does not work out. Alright, we'll try to bait him for one more turn and see if I can... Eric says he's watching the stream and I already look tired, so sorry. I'm still waking up. This is still pretty early for me. I have been less tired. You go back and watch the stream at 6 in the morning and hopefully I looked more tired then. Maybe I'll take a little break a little bit. But hey, that's why I appreciate everybody watching and telling me how things are going. Oh man. It's what, only another 17 hours. Yeah, exactly. If I'm not tired, then what's the point? See, I wish I'd saved my Entomb for the Sunwalker. That would have been a little better. But I got some plays here. Let's see. I got 2 units to everybody. That's what I think I will. Let's see. I can do no. I do this guy and this guy. Then no, that doesn't work. I want to do this first. Yeah, that's fine. Oh, that guy's now. Yeah, this is fine. Do this. Then this. Then this. Alright. I'm glad I held out on some of those cards. It'd be tempting to, put that stuff out there, but it worked out. Oh, jeez, that's bad. Ooh, 1 health. Don't think I'm gonna be able to live through that. Thank goodness he was only at 8/8. I don't have a dragon to pump that guy, I forgot. So, we don't really have a lot of options. We can do this. Pump him up, see if we get a good card. Oh, to draw dragon. this was 5 or more, we'd be in business. Because I could play this and this, but I can't kill both these guys. And I don't have anything that makes him not just be able to attack me for the win. So I could do this, see what I draw. And then kill this guy, because why not? And then concede. Alright, all done with Hearthstone. Thanks for watching, guys. Let's see. So, it is 8:45. Try one of the other narrative games. I think I'm going to try Grow Home. That seems like a good... Hey, I did the quest. Grow Home, I think, is a platformer. I haven't played it, but I think it's going to be pretty... Not to be confused with Gone Home, which is a narrative game. Exit. Alright, so let's get Grow Home. I'm also, at someone's suggestion, going to get the... I'm going to get the schedule up in the thing here. Alright, let's get this going. Capture window, grow home, down. Alright, let me grab the schedule and put it in the Twitch channel here. Does that work? And it works up to a point. Invisible ink. Alright, so there's the schedule. I guess I put it in kind of reverse order there. Alright, so Grow Home is this stream. Not sure that it is. Yeah, okay. I have an error. I always have a little bit of a, functionality issue when we switch games here. Grow Home has stopped working. Alright, let's try that again. Right, ground, left, ground. Look, this is pretty easy, pretty straightforward. I don't know, is this coming through to... Okay, good. Activating Botanical Utility Droid. I don't know what that is. Whoa. Really? Explore ecosystem. Alright, I can do that. Grow a star plant to 2,000 meters. Return to Earth. Alright, seems pretty straightforward. Let's see what's going on. Internal power low. Let's go over here and get this telerouter. Activate additional telerouters to travel by Wi-Fi. Okay. That's a nice, non-annoying. Grab with bumpers are triggers. Okay. Oh, I see, okay. That's kind of cool. That's an interesting mechanism. Whoa, whoa, no, no. You're very, it's very loose. It's very kind of, reminds me of one of my favorite games called Mount Your Friends, which which if you don't know, you should go YouTube. Someone playing that right now. It's pretty great. This is weird, but I kind of like it. I think I need to invert the controls if I can. Camera, invert camera, invert approach, invert camera. I think. Let's see if that makes more sense. Yes. Okay. All right. So we're trying to walk around, get crystals. Can't grab those. Okay. What happens if I climb on this cactus? So you're basically your two triggers are controlling. Whoa, saw something happen there. Crumbs. All right. So this is my little. Oh, I see. I'm trying to probably climb up there somehow. Inverted is not a monster. As I talked about earlier, I was mouse and keyboard for a long time. I was inverted, and then I switched. I became more of a gamepad player. Still inverted, but now that I've gone back to mouse and keyboard, I actually. We're gonna follow flower with Y. F. Y. Oh, I see. With Y. That's right. I have a keyboard. I have a gamepad button called Y. The inversion. Now when I play on a mouse and keyboard, I actually don't invert. I don't know what happened, but I still do invert with the gamepad. It just makes more sense for me. I don't know exactly where I'm supposed to put this flower. Oh, maybe here? That was a crystal. I don't really know what this flower is for. I'm just going to jump down here. Are these sheep? These two appear to be sheep. I cannot grab them. They're just sheep. Ba. Amathine should appreciate that. Oh, there's a little crystal right there. Hello, East Light. I don't know who you are, but that probably was not the best way to learn how to play Hearthstone. I'd be happy to go over it separately. Oh, ow. This is a weird game. I don't hate it, but it's got a certain handy point-to-point teleporter. Well, I don't think I can go and teleport anywhere, so there's no point to doing that yet. Alright, So with this game, I'm moving with the joystick, but then I climb with my hands by hitting these triggers. So the right one is my left. I'm climbing here. Oh, poorly. It's kind of a very interesting mechanic. Definitely it's got some, interesting style to it. You can climb pretty quickly. I don't know to what end. I mean, I know I'm trying to gather these crystals, but oh no. Oh, there's one. This guy, I don't know what his face is like, really. He's a weird dude. I don't see anything with that. Oh, these little spikies are. Don't know what my fail state is either, which is fine. I mean, not every game needs them. There's a little green thing on here. What's that? Oh, that's just a pumpkin, I guess. Okay. Oh, I already see there's under here. in here? Yeah, there's a sheep under these rocks. So I think we owe it to... Hi, buddy. How are you? Are you sad? Are you sad? Oh. Sheep does not appear to want to. Do you want to come in for a second? Can you come in for a second? Oh, are you okay? Do you want to sit on my lap? Oh, are you having a tough morning? Oh. You want to look right here? Okay.
Yeah.
Say hi to everybody.
Yeah.
Say hi. Can you say hi to everybody?
Yeah.
Say hi.
Hi.
I'm playing a game, and people are watching. What do you think? It's kind of a weird game. I'm this little guy, and I'm walking around, I'm climbing. I'm getting these crystals. What do you think? Do you like it? What do you think, buddy? Is it fun? I'm getting these. Look, I'm gonna get another crystal. What do you think? Yeah. Whoa. See, nothing's going on. Daddy's just playing games. Is that okay?
It's a butterfly.
Yeah, it is a butterfly.
Butterfly flying away.
Yeah, I didn't even notice the butterflies. You really spotted them. Is that fun? What do you think? Yeah, he's climbing. Like, are you having fun?
Yeah.
Okay. Remember, I told you Daddy has to be in the office today, remember?
I'll bring back the things to Mommy. Mommy's here.
Mommy's here? Alright, I totally don't understand the flower thing, but that's cool. Maybe that's where the flower's supposed to go. Grab the shoot and hold tight. Okay. Oh, good. I fell! But I grew my star plant, apparently. Whoa, what do you think?
Daddy.
What's up? What do you got? Yeah, what's going on? I feel like this thing really grew. It really got bigger, didn't it?
It's that.
You like that guy?
Yeah, Daddy. That's me.
That's you? Yeah, that's you. You're on the video. What do you think?
That's me on the picture.
Is you in the picture?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daddy.
You having fun?
Yeah. My mommy.
Yeah, Mommy wanted you to be out there.
Mommy's in the office.
Daddy's in the office today.
Oh, Mommy's in the office.
No, Mommy's out there.
What's Mommy doing?
I don't know.
What's Mommy doing?
I don't know. Do you want to go ask her?
Yeah. Mommy's in the detail.
That's right. I'm glad you're broadcasting our address to the whole world.
That's me.
That's you. That's right. Everybody's watching. What do you think? What's the matter?
Mom. Daddy.
Yeah, that's me.
That's you.
That's me. You looking around?
Yeah.
Yeah. I really don't have any idea what's going on here.
I just kicked it.
Did you just kick that? Why are you kicking it? What are you doing, buddy?
Daddy.
What are you doing?
What are you doing, Daddy?
What are you doing?
I'm playing with you.
Oh, that's a lot of...
Pet cemetery like.
Oh gosh. Don't fall. Don't fall. I'm very high up. Oh no, this... Nice looking sofa. Oh, I can... Oh, oops, oops. Oh, I can choose where it goes. That's weird. I should have probably... I feel like I'm very high up right now. What do you think about that? Did you see that plant grow?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, right?
Raining.
I'm climbing. Oh, it's raining? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, the water. I think it might be a waterfall.
No, it's raining.
It's raining? Okay.
It's raining out there.
The geology of this planet is rather remarkable. I agree with that. I still don't understand like the fruit and everything. Are you gonna sit here and watch with me all day?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's he doing? Whoa, that mushroom really... What's up?
What are you doing?
I'm playing video games today. I'm playing video games to help sick children. You're healthy, but other kids are sick, and so they need some help sometimes. So I'm playing video games so I can help them. What do you think about? What do you think about that?
Bobby different Henry.
Yeah, I don't think that was English.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We watch the TV maybe not get tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or did you watch TV tomorrow?
You're gonna watch TV tomorrow?
It's another day.
And on Thursday?
Yeah.
Oh, I really love that teleporter.
Wobby Ducka.
Rubber ducky?
Wobble Ducky. Wobble Ducky.
Rubber ducky.
Wobble Ducky.
Alright, you gonna go back in the living room? Alright, I'll see you in a little bit, okay?
This one, this one.
What are you doing, Langston? You wanna come back at rude.
I don't know how to... That's awesome. City Holler. Hope it's not, hope the resolution is not high def. I don't know what is up with this flower. Okay, you don't have to have that book. Why don't you take a look out to Mommy and Mommy will read it to you. Okay, can you take it to Mommy? Mommy will read it to you. I can't read it to you. Remember I told you I'm working in the office today.
I can read it to you.
Oh, that's crazy.
You wanna read your little dino book? Little Dinos Don't Push?
Large and in charge. Oh wow, it's getting dark. Did not expect it to get dark. It's going to...
C and D. The number. That's right.
Great, another flower. Exactly what I wanted. Not really.
C is for cookies, and we like them a bunch. We crunch them for
Oh,
dinner,
crystal.
and
Oh,
breakfast
ow.
and lunch. And then there are crumbs.
Crystals.
Cookie crumbs are
I know I
so
want crystals. That's all I know about this game so far. Everything else seems a little bit of a mystery. Oh, it's nice the crystals actually kind of glow at night.
Begins with a C? That's, oh, side note. Did you know the word carton begins with a C? That's the box of cookies coming. It tastes good to me.
Alright.
Well, that's all the C words me got for today. Me get in my car now and me drive away. Hey, wait. The word car starts with C. Boy, that's neat. Me thought me had run out of C things to eat. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Tasty, but not as good as cookies.
This is very... Oh god, oh that was...
Finicky.
I did not expect that boulder to fall.
Aha! Look, 2 airplanes scouting with me. 1, 2.
But I guess that makes
Oh, I
sense.
love it.
Don't grab onto boulders. Got it.
Carols of Penelope. One morning
get there.
Hurry up, Bert.
Yes.
The story's beginning.
Alright.
Why do I always have to
Oh
leave
god,
now?
that one's like right around a bunch of boulders.
Then Penelope went outside. Don't worry, Bert. See, all you have to do is step outside. Oh, is that all? That's not so bad. Unfortunately,
Oh god,
there
oh
was
no, no, no.
two charging rhinoceroses.
Oh yeah, that was
Tiny
very
friendly
predictable.
rhinoceroses.
That was
Ooh,
very
this exciting,
predictable.
Bert. Wait till you see what happens on the next page. Where's my head? Fortunately, a young hero crane operator came along and used his crane to lift Penelope up to higher ground. Fear not, Penelope. I, the young hero crane operator, will use my crane to lift you up to higher ground. Thank goodness. Unbeknownst to Penelope, the higher ground was the top of a cliff, and poor Penelope stepped off. That's it, Ernie. I'm leaving the story. You're doing fine, Bert. You're just doing what it
Let's
says.
see if I can get up here and look
Luckily,
around and figure
a
out.
giant bird caught Penelope in its claws.
You can really
I
get,
don't believe
once you
this.
get good at it,
Happy
you can
landings,
move pretty quickly.
Penelope.
It's an interesting kind of system.
Wait, what are you doing? Okay. You can stay here. You can stay here. I'm just gonna unlock
This
the
one,
door.
this looks more like an endpoint than one that is growing somewhere else. I think I just,
You wanna do it?
ow.
Thank you.
Alright, let's try teleporting somewhere. X to teleport. Don't know what that. Hi Miles, hi Reese. Thanks for watching.
You have to ask Gabby J.
Oh, what happened to the other teleport? This is like my beginning teleporter. Alright, so let's see if I go in here. Left stick to navigate.
What's she in here?
I'm using my left stick. Oh, maybe I didn't turn one on. I don't really understand this game.
Oh yeah. Everyone likes someone in there.
Ow.
Ignoring that everything is going really. I go stand at the door and cry.
A little shortcut here. Ooh. Rewarded with a little crystal. Thank you very much.
Short little guy.
Oops. In some ways, the kind of the climbing, the left-right bumper controls a lot better than the actual kind of jumping and moving, which is kind of interesting. This is an interesting game. I think I've said that a couple times. So I'm very interested why that teleporter did not work for me. This is the growing I did earlier. Not the most intelligent, but did I not? No, it seems to work. No, it's over there. I don't know how I get it to. Trying to feed it this flower. I don't know if the flower is. Oh, here I can test it. I'll go over here and I'll hold up my flower and see if it falls down the same way. It does not. So apparently this thing is doing something. I'm destroying nature, you know. Can I climb? Big floating islands are the goal when growing. Okay, that's helpful. And can I climb on a cactus? Yes, I can try to do that. Alright, I've successfully killed another flower. That's always good. Let's climb on a cactus. Let's see what happens. Oops. I mean, if I was any good at it, I could. That was cool. I wonder what happens if I take a sheep over to the... Sheep feels... Oh. New item scan. Alright. items are registered in the data bank. Alright, so that data bank. I got a sheep in the data bank. You're a pretty ruminant mammal, aren't you? I'll call you Terrence. So I guess that's part of the... Yeah, he wasn't the best day for that sheep. I'll get that. Alright, so we need to grow to the large glowing... I see, so I have two large glowing things here. So I need to climb back up here and get one of those grow things. Alright. I thought I saw a grow branch somewhere over here. I don't know what you're talking about. That, that's no way to your super Y. I mean, that would be crazy. Yes. That was our distraction technique of the moment for Langston. Got myself one of these. Hopefully you don't hear Super White quite as much now. I tried to shut the door. But so we can focus on the... I just noticed there's like no music in this game. It's got kind of like a moaning weirdness in the background, but no real, music. This is an odd game. There's no doubt about that. Rocket Pack. Engage with A. Oh, snap. That will be helpful. I can imagine. So am I supposed to try to jump over there is the idea? Yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that large roaring sound is not actually giving me a lot of... And who put all these teleporters here anyway? I guess maybe my people landed them here. Oops. I wonder if I can put one of these things on the teleporter. Oh yeah. I don't know what that is, but I got it scanned. Okay. Alright. I see some crystals. Oh, I have a little girth. Oh, I have a lot of girth here. Alright, this is cool. Alright, this is a good place to remember to teleport back to. Alright, where are we gonna go now? I wanna try to get to... Think we can get to that thing? Is that even a thing? Can't even tell. Alright, let's go for it. Alright, is this thing? Oh, there. Why isn't it letting me? Oh, I guess this one's I guess that one's not one that I get to pick. Oh god. Oh, this is bad. This is bad. Altitude loss detected. Yes, thank you. change where I teleport to. Oh, there we go. Okay, good. Alright, what's this? Yes, this is where I just was. Whoa, I have tons of growth now available. I don't understand why the other growth let me kind of control it, and the last couple just kind of did their own thing, but there appears to be a lot of... Maybe I didn't get the right ones? There we go. Well, that didn't work out. Why do their teleporters everywhere? Alright, we wanna go up. We wanna go up. Come on. Alright, let's try to get to a place. Come on. I don't know, I'm gonna get there. No, I did not get there. Okay, sad, sad. I've been there. Oh, this is the end. This is the tip of the other one. That's not gonna help me, is it? Oh boy. Alright, alright. Oh wow, that's a nice little boost. Is this the end? I guess this is an end as well. I'm not very good at this game. Alright, now let's get some juice. Alright, where are we gonna try to get? We're gonna try to get to that red. I'm not gonna get there, am I? Oh god, what's happening? That did not work. Pretty sure this is where I was, but... Oh, this is like an interior cave. Yeah, let's get some crystals. Oh, so close. Alright, so that's grow home. I think I'm probably done. I mean, it's a cool game. It's good, but I just don't... I need to maybe read a wiki on it before I play it again. Altitude loss detected. Yeah, right. Oh, there's a thing. I need to go to that thing. actual, yeah, moving around is a little awkward. No, 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 up there. Is this the one you were talking about, Zach? Oh snap! 4 out of 4. What? Fierce growth. Alright, well, that was a good place to stop. Oh god, oh god. Did I die? Yeah, okay. Be careful, bud. Parts don't grow on trees. Alright, so that is Save and Quit. Grow Home. Nice little indie game. Very interesting. Definitely doing a little bit different. Doing some things a little bit differently. Alright, so I'm gonna up our volume. I can't really up the volume much more, but I'll move it a little bit closer. The in game a little bit. Hopefully that's a little bit better. I can start talking a little bit louder too now that everybody's awake as well. Alright, so we're gonna try Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley is a farming simulator, I think. Basically, kind of an indie little farming simulator thing. I'm not sure. I've heard it's very cute. Well, I guess yes. Grow Home is not indie. It was actually EA, but Grow Home was, I think, produced in a small studio. It was published by EA, but I still think that it was like I got it for like $1.50, so I consider that an indie, but I can appreciate that it's not maybe technically so. Yes, Stardew Valley was made by, I believe, one guy. He did the music, he did everything for it, and yeah, it was like Harvest Moon or Animal Crossing-ish, like these games that are more about just kind of like experiencing your world, and they're very interesting. But I've heard good things about Stardew Valley. I'm excited to try it out. Alright, it should be running now. Chucklefish, here we go. Let's see what Chucklefish has to say. Developed by Concerned Ape. Loving it so far. I tried to clear up some of the volume things, so if anybody has any issues, just let me know. I don't know if this is controller or it's more mouse and keyboard. Alright. What should we name our farm? Alright, what are we naming our farm, guys? I think we're the standard farm. Gotta name our farm. So I'm gonna lag, so here, I'll type it in the thing. comments about my color or hair or shirt are welcome too. No one has a farm name suggestion. All right, what about? All right, last chance, guys. No, Dale. I like. It's very, kind of want to do like non-ice wind, like a warm wind Dale. But... Oh, is that Grandpa? He kind of looks like Santa Claus, not 100%, a little bit. It'd be weird to think of a world where Santa Claus would like look different. Like, yeah, the world's exactly the same as ours, but Santa Claus wears like green. That would be kind of weird. Is he talking to me? Is this his deathbed, or is he sleeping? I think I feel crushed by the burden of modern life, constantly. Santa doesn't die and leave you a farm. Well, we don't know what happens, to be fair, when Santa dies. He might die and leave me a farm. I don't know. Alright, so I'm waiting like Grandpa, wait, XX years later. Is that like 20? Georgia. For those of you watching earlier when I was playing Stanley Parable, this is like got some eerie similarities. But by the way, those computers look. Whoa, that dude is definitely a skeleton on the right. I'm dreaming of water. The computer just seemed largely out of scope. Oh, Grandpa's letter. If you're reading this, you must be in dire need of a change. Dale Farm. Alright, so I'm leaving my job at Georgia. I'm gonna go to Dale Farm. I'm shocked. I never had any expectation that this would end up with me at Dale Farm. I mean, and what are the odds that Grandpa's farm was named Dale, just like what we picked? Totally unpredictable. Never would have done. I am Killjoy 00. Just from my very casual understanding of estate law, this whole process of what's been going on the farm in the XX years since Grandpa died, and like people don't just like, oh, you're here. Here's your farm that your grandfather left you. I mean, it is a little bit in disarray, but this doesn't match up quite with my expectations of and how inheritances work. Bit overgrown. What's been happening here for the XX years? I've been working in Joba Juice or whatever it was. Whoa. Lewis. I guess Lewis has been squad. Lewis might have an adverse possession claim. Everyone's been asking about me. Yes, because it's been sitting here. How did they know I was coming now? I mean, okay, so maybe I did the paperwork. Very I don't know what was the point of the air quotes around rustic there. Aren't rusty and crustic basically synonyms? Whoa! He did not like that. Lewis got pissed. This right here is a commentary on consumerism if I've ever heard it. Real estate agents, am I right? JK. Because it's a shithole, yes. Alright. Oh, I almost forgot. If this worked in the real world, then I think if you had a box, if you wanted to sell something, like that would actually be a great idea for a startup. You just like have a box and you put it out in your corner, just like you're dropping off your mail in your mailbox, and someone picks it up, and then you presumably you get money for it. I mean, Lewis may just be robbing me. That's another solution too. Which actually, if you could convince people to do it, is a pretty good plan as well. Yeah, it's like slow person eBay. Alright. So, I can't use a controller. Alright. Then I shall. I grabbed a decorative bowl. Oh, it's a pretty nice little TV. Let's turn the weather report on. It's going to be a beautiful sunny day. Oh, I got some parsnip seeds. Oh shit, yeah. Here's a little something to get me started. Thank you, Mayor. This is really gonna work out. Oh, I don't really need a fire. It's a beautiful warm day. Alright, I don't know what I'm doing. Whoa, I just really took a hammer to that, didn't I? Oh, alright, so that tool works for the green. Let me guess. This pickaxe, maybe? Yep. Yeah, I'm killing it. Yeah, I'm cleaning this shit up left and right. I like that they just didn't, they didn't bother like explaining and stuff. They're like, you know. Come on, it's the usual. You take your pickaxe to the rocks. You take your axe to the tree stuffs. Come on. Let's not play games here. Is that just grass? Oh yeah, I got a little Sith. Oh shit, yeah. That's a badass Sith. I feel like I have too much stuff already. Alright, let's chop this tree down. Anybody care about where I started this from? Whoa. Inventory full. Do I need this decorative cup? What is this, by the way? Watering can. Okay, I should probably keep that. Pickaxe. I'm gonna put the ball back inside my house. Where do I put the ball? Oh, there. Put that right there. Oh, can I eat out of it? Whoa, I just picked up my rug. I don't know how to... Can we place this? There. Do you have any rough schedule? I do not know what that means. Oh yeah, schedule for the game day? Yeah, I put it in the thread here. So if you scroll down, I have a couple posts here. So right now we're in the Indie Gaming Brunch. Grow Home, Stardew Valley, Pony Island. So we'll be playing and then I'll probably take a quick little break for some lunch, but I might play some Here's the Storm in Hearthstone. If that's okay. Alright, so I got some sap. I don't know. I feel like I'm the sap. Alright, so let's plant some, I forgot how anything works. Right. Doesn't seem to want me to plant it, so that's cool. Walk around like the sap. Oh. Alright, let's go into town. Oh wait, I have a little exclamation mark here. Let's see what that does. Journal. Oh, there you go. Getting started. You want to cover, you have to use a hoe to till the soil, then use a seed packet on the tilled sow, and then water it. Okay, alright, I can do that. Oh, there's my till. I got my hoe. Yeah, I got my hoe. Alright, we're just going to do a little thing right here. Damn it. There we go, alright. And then we're going to drop some little seeds in there. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's beautiful. I am officially the best farmer ever. Yeah, look at that. Done. Pretty sure farming over. I mean, that's pretty much it, right? No need to do anything else. Oh, let's check out what that other quest was. Introductions. I have to greet 26 more people? Jeesh. That's a lot. I mean, that's a lot of people. I don't want to go to the bus stop. What if I just like try to get back on the bus stop and like wait back? Like, no, I'm just gonna keep my other job. It seems better. All right, dude, come back. It's a pleasure to meet you. Well, the doctor, he'll probably be good to know. Some weird looking flowers. Apparently I tried to chop them down. So I guess this is one of those games where you just like walk into people's houses. Never quite understood that. Like, hey, I'm up in your house. Oh. If you're looking for something to do in the evening. Is that a boat? I just tried to murder that guy. What's up, Vincent? Oh, you just clearly just disobeyed your mom. Oh, why was she imagining me? Can I go take this dude's guitar? You're not good enough friends with Sam to enter his bedroom. Alright, I appreciate that. That at least makes it a little bit more realistic. Sewer. Gravestones. Let's see. Is Grandpa here? Oh. It's old and faded. Sad. Wow, that's not even English. This is a bigger house. Oh, he's got a car? Can I take some food? Traditional tea setting. I want to steal your stuff, dude. Alright, fine. This is kind of a weirdly laid out town, but that's okay. Why, hello, welcome. You can call me Granny. I'm gonna call you Evelyn. You're a little creepy. I don't want any beer. Does that count as meeting you though? That's what I mostly care about. Ooh, an arcade. I am in. Journey of the Prairie King. Okay. This is awesome. one of the better twin stick shooters I've played in a while. I didn't expect this. Don't know exactly. Oh, whoa. That's kind of bad. Oh, it's over now. All good things. Why is that guy running away from me? Whoa. Alright. So now I live here now, apparently. Oh, they really changed things up. Oh, okay. Can I leave? Whoa. Oh, he takes 2 hits. Oh, they got me. They got me. Oh, but I have 4 more lives. Don't worry, guys. This keeps on going. Welcome to Extra Life 2016. You watch Ryan play a game right out of Amiga 1988, maybe? This, I think an Atari could play this. Oh, so you can't go too close to the edge. This is cutting edge 1982 technology right here. I'm sure I get absolutely nothing in the actual game. Boom. Just in the nick of time. Get some coffee. Coffee seems to make me move quicker. Yeah. It's about time for this to be over, guys. Oh, I have a power up. That was good. I like the sound. I think I used my power up too soon. Oh, that was bullshit. I did not. That was whatever. Oh, I got 1 more life. 1 more life. Okay. Whoa, that guy really turned into a thing. Alright, I'm taking this seriously, guys. I'm gonna win this. Of course, I get my life. Don't worry. Oh, what is that? Badger thing. Oh, it's a distraction. They all go for it, I see. That's cool. Thanks, Badger. Oh yeah, see, I'm using this little wall here. I'm killing it. Boom. Oh. I don't know what that means. Oh, I see. I was getting money, and I could have. I get it. Oh. All right. Well, that was your little. What? I still. I'm going to quit. There we go. interesting. I like that I still have my axe. I can just be like, chow. Oh yeah, what does Joe just sell? A cola? Kind of saw that more as a coffee thing. Alright. Oh, there's someone on the bench now. Oh, yes I am. Maru, good name. I've been looking forward to meeting you. Do you want a piece of sap? Yuck, you thought I would like this? Oh, that went very awkwardly for me. That was very much like my first date with Mara. She does not want to talk to me. Hey, Carolyn, you want some sap? This is absolute junk. I'm offended. Alright, cool. Did I talk to this guy? This isn't very fun. I mean, I can't argue with you, per se. Oh, man. Question mark, let's go there. Oh, it's a calendar. I'm on year 1, day 1. My husband runs the, I can't keep up with, I can barely keep up with names in my real life. Like, I'm definitely not gonna keep up with names in this game. Oh, purple hair. Didn't I just talk about hair? How many people have I met? Sam. Nice to meet you, Sam. Introductions. I've met 12 people. I don't know about this game, guys. Oh, Jojo Mart. Join us. Thrive. It does sound kind of threatening. Hey, I was talking to you. Wait, that... I don't know. Why are you talking to me? That's fair. Jojo, customer satisfaction. Yeah, I don't have any interest in you, but hello, can I talk to you? No. Anybody here? No. Okay, I figured. I was like, this seems like a lot of people. So what was my other quest? Let's cultivate and harvest a parsnip. Hold on. Let's go back to town. I can go back to the farm. Oh yeah, I already talked to you. You were the creepy doctor hanging out. This is a weird game. I think I just watered the ground. Do I get more water on them? Do I have to go to bed? I'm really pouring water everywhere. What happens if I go to bed? Yeah. Alright, another day. See how these seeds are. Oh, snap. My farm is killing it. Are these ready to harvest? If they were, how would I do? It's a hoe. Oh god. Must have everything in order. Oh, I got a letter. I keep finding what? I have not had this problem particularly. It's kind of interesting way to. When can I get rid of it? Oh, hello, I got back from a fishing trip. I don't know. First of all, Willie, that's creepy. You can't just send people letters like that. Second of all, if someone named Willie sent me a letter and said, I got something for you, I would definitely not go. Like, it's not even like a close call. To the beach, oh, of course. That's a quest. Oh, of course it is. You had to set down the bowl. I don't know what that means. I did set down the bowl. I set it down, okay. Alright. I think that's probably enough for Stardew Valley. Now I don't know how to leave this game. Oh god. I can never not play. Exit to desktop. So presumably, oh, I see, this is like settings. Oh, okay. Whoa. I have a map? That changes everything. So there's the beach, I guess. A fish shop? Oh yeah, this is where I was. Yeah. There's a community center? Most days. Wizard Tower, is that okay. Options. It's interesting. I'm going to try it more. Potentially later this afternoon. But for now, I think that's enough. Alright, so I'm gonna try another indie game. I had a friend who really wanted to see Pony Island. Let me see if they're around. Any requests? Actually, I'm just gonna take a quick 5-minute break, and I will be right back.